Hi there, Jeff here from the Wetsuit Centre, talking to you today about the Seaskin Surflite summer wetsuit for 2014. So Seaskins, those of you who don't know who Seaskins are, a UK-based company, British-based company that have been around for quite a few years, based down in Cornwall, and essentially they build wetsuits for the UK waters, for cold water, but now export all over the world. And their wetsuits come out of the same factories as O'Neill and are of the same quality and same technical specification, but a lot of the time they're a fair bit cheaper, so you get a lot for your money with Seaskins, but you still get the same quality. So they are a really good brand if you're not familiar with them. Okay, so the Seaskin Surflite is basically what we call an entry-level glued and blind stitched wetsuit, so an entry-level GBS wetsuit. The Surflite wetsuit comes in a wetsuit for men. So you've got the men's Surflite, you've got the ladies Surflite, and you've got the Surflite for kids. Okay, now it's quite a simple suit. The actual sort of ethos, or the principle of the suit, is just to give a GBS suit without costing too much money. So for well under £100 you get a glued and blind stitched wetsuit. What that actually means to people that aren't familiar with GBS, it's the type of stitching on the wetsuit. You get two types of stitching. You get flat lock, where the two pieces of neoprene are butted up together and sewn the whole way through, which means water seeps in through the thread holes. Or you've got the GBS suits where basically they are stitched halfway through, and on the other side they're then glued and sealed shut. Okay, so no water can come in through the seams. Keeps water out of the wetsuit for longer, keeps you warmer, and I think that these seams are actually a fair bit flexible, more flexible as well. So GBS seams the whole way through the suit. Another good thing about this particular suit is it contains a lot of ultra stretch neoprene. So ultra stretch neoprene is with the really soft, flexible neoprene that you find in more quality high-end suits. In a suit that you pay over £100 for, or £200 or more, then you'd expect the whole suit to be 100% super stretch. With this suit, it's a mixture of two weights of neoprene. So you've got the super stretch neoprene in the upper body, which gives you loads of flexibility where you need it, and then you've got the standard kind of more BTN neoprene, which is the lower grade neoprene, contains less air, so it's not as flexible in the lower body. Okay, but with a suit that's well under £100 and has GBS seams, does contain a lot of that really lightweight neoprene all around the shoulders and where you need it. You've got the single lined mesh on the front of the wetsuit and around the back, and essentially that's a specially treated neoprene which is better at wind resistance, so it keeps wind out of the core of the wetsuit. So if you're out on one of those sort of blustery cold days, then you're going to stay warmer for longer in this wetsuit. The collar is a single line collar, so basically it's one piece of neoprene on the inside of the collar, then you get like this smooth neoprene once more, and the reason it's there is to prevent rash and rub around your neck, so it's a nice little touch. The suit, all of the Surflites are a back zip entry, adjustable collar, and you get a nice long back zip, so the benefit of this is it's really easy to get in and out of the wetsuit. Okay, the zip is a specially treated zip to make sure that it doesn't sort of corrode with age and with salt water and seize up. It's a YKK zip it's called, and so basically that'll stay good for the life of the wetsuit. Okay, back zip opens up nice and wide, and then you can sort of jump in. You've got a long lanyard which pulls up to the top, and then you adjust the collar however that you want it around the top here, and there's a big scope to be able to sort of go tight or looser depending on how thick your neck is. Further down the wetsuit you've got what we call a Duraflex knee pad, or a crypto knee pad. Different companies call it a different thing. This is a specially treated knee pad, which is essentially a different material. It's quite a robust material. It's really, really good at stopping wear and tear, which is especially good if you're learning to surf or windsurf or whatever you're doing, because it does sort of tend to wear through on the knees. So that Duraflex material is really good for stop that happening. Okay. In terms of the actual cut of the wetsuit, they use what we call benefit or future fit in their more expensive wetsuits, which is a bit more of a tailored fit to try and suit the sort of average person of this size. But having said that, with Seaskins, the sort of tend to fit is quite a sort of a broader fit, so they're really good for people in the Surflites and the lower end of the wetsuits. They tend to fit sort of like more of your average size person, you know, so when someone's a bit bulky, maybe needs to get down the gym a little bit more, and essentially that's what this suit is really going to fit that sort of person well. That's just sort of you know, less frequent water user, more of an average kind of size. And it's the same with the ladies as well. The ladies suit is exactly the same, different colourway, different styling, but also just a slightly different cut to it as well. So a bit more hippie, a bit more busty, pulled in a bit more around the waist to fit the shape of a lady. And then you've got the kids suit, which is a little bit more straight up and down, Okay. The good thing about the Seaskin suits is they're quite long for kids' wetsuits, so if you've got quite a tall, thinner child who hasn't filled out yet, then this is always a good option, the Seaskins. They're really, really good for that kind of thing. And again, the cut of the wetsuit, nice piece, no seams where you don't want seams, like over the shoulders, but everything is thought about. The actual sort of like shape of the seam around the back matches the shape of the back, so that you've got four-way stretch all through the wetsuit, and there's no restriction from the seams and the placement of the seams. So essentially, that's everything going on with Seaskin's Surflite range for 2014. This suit just keeps getting better and better every year without getting more expensive, so it's definitely a Wetsuit Centre recommendation.